Late Night. We hope you're doing well. And now, if you don't mind, we're going to get to the news. During a meeting earlier this month with representatives from Switzerland, President Trump was given a special Rolex desktop clock and a 1 kilogram personalized gold bar. So now foreign officials are just openly giving him gold. Trump's turning into a live-action political cartoon. Next time, someone's going to give him a big sack with a dollar sign on it. In a new interview with the British right-wing news channel GB News, President Trump said that people will ask him, quote, "What do you recommend for growing your children?" Though I don't know if I'd want advice on raising children from someone who doesn't even know it's called raising children. So hard to grow children in this climate during the dry season. In the same interview, President Trump said, quote, "I've never had a drink in my life and I don't take drugs. Maybe one of the best endorsements I've ever heard for drinking and doing drugs." Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene said on Sunday that she's received hoax pizza deliveries since President Trump has begun attacking her in the media. So now he's attacking himself. Oh no, I hope no one sends pizza. A group of nearly 400 musicians recently gathered in Australia in an attempt to break the Guinness World Record for largest bagpipe ensemble, but all they broke was every window in town. Billionaire hedge fund manager Bill Ackman shared some dating advice over the weekend on X and said that he would ask, "May I meet you?" before engaging further in a conversation, and claimed he, quote, "almost never got a no." However, he did get a lot of 6-digit phone numbers. An 80-year-old athlete recently became the oldest woman to ever finish the Ironman World Championship Triathlon, which includes a marathon, a 112-mile bike ride, and a nearly 3-mile swim. And this is sad, no one in her family believes her. Sure, Nana, now let's get you in bed before the Olympics. A New Jersey man was recently arrested twice in 1 week for suspicion of driving under the influence. Apparently, he had so much alcohol on his breath, the officer couldn't even smell New Jersey. I'm okay with it. That's right, a New Jersey man was arrested for allegedly driving under the influence last week, and authorities discovered 87 baggies of cocaine stashed in his vintage Back to the Future-style DeLorean. One thing's for sure, where he's going, he won't need roads. And that was a monologue, everybody. We're off and running. We got a great show for you tonight. He's a fantastic actor, you know, from movies like The Whale, Gods and Monsters, and The Mummy. He's currently starring in Rental Family, which is in theaters everywhere, November 21st. Brendan Fraser is here, everybody. I'm so happy he's back. You know her from Kick-Ass, Neighbors 2, and The Equalizer. She's starring in Oh, What Fun, which premieres on Prime Video December 3rd. Chloe Grace Moretz is joining us. And we'll have stand-up from a very funny comedian who you can see in the new season of Apple TV's Loot. Greta Titelman will perform for us tonight. It's going to be a great show. Before we get to all that, we got a great show. But first, I got to bring something up that, frankly, well, no other word for it. It irks me. I'm irked. See, I was at the bodega this morning just trying to satisfy my sweet tooth. We all got one. I grabbed a chocolate bar off the shelf, threw it on the counter. Guy tells me that'll be $20. I say, "You're kidding." He says, "No." I say, "Shut up." Then the guy tells me it's part of this hot new Dubai pistachio chocolate bar craze. And that they can't keep them on the shelves. And well, I'm getting older. Sometimes I look around, I don't even recognize the world I'm living in anymore. Things are changing every day, and not always for the better. So it's time to take a moment to talk about how things were just a bit more simple back in my day. Back in my day, people weren't paying $20 at the store for a fancy Dubai chocolate bar. We were paying $20 for a regular chocolate bar when our neighbor's kid Tyler came around selling them, saying it was so he could go to space camp. And you knew he was pocketing the money, and he knew you knew, but you still bought 3 bars anyway because you didn't want him to key your Audi. To the stars, Tyler. Back in my day, the government wasn't shutting down and getting nothing done. No, sir. Back in my day, the government stayed open year-round and got nothing done. And we didn't like it then either, but at least the air traffic controllers were at work. Back in my day, New York didn't have mayors with foreign-sounding names like Zohran Mamdani. Back in my day, our mayors had good old-fashioned red-blooded American names like Rudolph Giuliani and Fiorello LaGuardia, Vincenzo and Pelletieri. Legend has it, if you say their names in a mirror 3 times, the Pope reaches out, gives you a fist bump. Back in my day, Dairy Queen wasn't releasing a new holiday nog shake, Grill and Chill. Back in my day, if you wanted your nog shaken at Dairy Queen, you woke up after your wife had gone to sleep and you drove to the Dairy Queen parking lot and you shook your nog in peace. So maybe I was right that people don't call it that. Back in my day, Chuck E. Cheese employees weren't getting arrested for stealing customers' credit cards and then getting handcuffed in the full rat costume. True story, take a look. Back in my day, if anyone was getting arrested at Chuck E. Cheese, it was me. See, what you have to understand is that the prize system is rigged. That G.I. Joe Ninja Commando 4x4 sitting on the top shelf of the glass counter is simply not worth 40,000 tickets. You can't get 40,000 tickets. So yes, I have my dog. I have not my dog, my son. Sorry, I don't mean to wrap you into this. So yes, I had my son create a diversion by getting stuck in the slide, and when all the employees were busy trying to pull him out, I made my move. Tried to grab that 4x4. What I didn't count on was that every off-duty cop at a 50-mile radius takes their stepsons to Chuck E. Cheese every Saturday. And they restrain me very easily. One day I will get that 4x4, though. Oh, yes. One sweet day, in a little under 8 years and 2.5 months, when the good people at Chuck E. Cheese lift my ban. Yeah, well, of course I tried the Paramus location. They wouldn't let me in there. They sent my picture around. Take a look. Back in my day, Lauren Boebert didn't dress up as a Mexican while her boyfriend dressed up as an ICE agent as part of a racist Halloween costume. No, sir. Back in my day, if Lauren Boebert wanted to be something racist for Halloween, she dressed in the scariest costume of all, her normal clothes. Legend has it, if you say her name 3 times in a mirror, she'll reach out and give you an open hand slap right across the face. Back in my day, we didn't have music streaming services letting everyone listen to artists' works for damn near free. No, sir. Back in my day, if you wanted to steal music, you had to earn it through patience, sacrifice. You'd fire up Kazaa. You click download on Nelly_hotandhere.mp3, and then you'd wait 2, maybe 3 hours just sitting there, watching that progress bar crawl while the virus slowly infected your family computer like a plague. And when it finally finished downloading, you'd hold your breath and you'd click play. Maybe it was the song. Maybe it was the malware that made your computer speak Russian and your CD-ROM drive open and close every 15 minutes. But if you're really blessed, it was both. And it was hot in here. I sure miss those days. Back in my day, we didn't have AI-generated actresses like Tilly Norwood Hassenpfeffer. Back in my day, the only fake actress we had was my mom. Whenever she said she liked one of my childhood haircuts. Show 'em what I mean, Alex. Oh, I'd take it back, though. Oh, it wasn't a good haircut, but I'd take it back. Back in my day, they weren't making a Michael Jackson biopic. Back in my day, we wanted to know as little about Michael Jackson's private life as possible. In fact, Michael Jackson's private life was something we all agreed to just not think about. Blissfully ignorant we were. You know who else didn't want us to think about Michael Jackson's private life? Michael Jackson. The man built an entire theme park in his home just so he could point at it and say, look, this is the weirdest thing about me. Pretty hard for a journalist to remember their follow-up question while riding a roller coaster through a castle with a chimp wearing hammer pants. Back in my day, Tom Brady wasn't paying scientists to clone his dog like some insane rich weirdo. Back in my day, Tom Brady was drinking 35 glasses of water a day, going to bed at 7 p.m. like a normal rich weirdo. You know I'd never clone you, right, Rusty? Rusty, you hear what I said? Oh, nuts. Well, folks, it seems you've caught me in a sticky little web of lies. See, back in 2014, when we started doing Back in My Day, we didn't really plan for the future. But in 2016, when the original Rusty sadly passed away, we realized the only option that made any kind of sense was to harvest his stem cells and grow a bunch of clones. And well, let's just say the boys in the lab have been pretty busy. Hey, boys, could you bring in number 42?
Yeah, you know, actually, this one's 46.
46? But what the hell happened to the other 4?
I don't know, pretty normal clone stuff. 41 had organ failure. 42 melted. 43 got clone bones. And 44 just popped.
Now, Ben, you said we solved clone bones.
I said we were addressing clone bones.
Oh, whatever. Just wake up the new one. I got to get the commercial.
I'm doing it.
Hey, you remember that really smart one?
What?
Number 14?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, do I remember 14? The one who tried to poison me and steal my identity. Yeah, I remember 14.
Oh, all right.
All right. Stand back.
Can I ask a real quick question before you do this? Because I'm very excited. Did this move this slowly in rehearsal?
This wasn't ready by rehearsal.
Well, I don't know if it's ready now.
Stand back!
Wow. It's amazing how science can turn a few cells on a petri dish into a living, breathing animal.
Yeah, it really is a miracle. Well, I gotta take this to the dump. See you later, Seth.
Hey, before you leave, Ben, you want to tell everybody who wrote this?
I am contractually obligated not to say.
And what about you, boy? What are you thinking about?
Vengo de tumbas llenas de huesos sin su vida.
I'm sorry I had to do that, but sometimes this grumpy Grams has got to get the Grammy. We've been Back in My Day. We'll be right back with Fred and Jay.